It's my absolute honor to announce our last session and performance of today. It's in an area I find super exciting called technodelics, where we basically use frequencies to optimize brain patterns. It's amazing how much can be done with sound and music. And we are, so excited about the potential this technology will bring over the next years to optimize brain performance. Imagine if you can reach flow state in your brain, highly concentrated flow state, or even transcendental states, highly meditative states, and even ultimately plug into universal consciousness, right? So I think this will all be possible one day. And one of the leading artists in this space is our dear friend Maejor, supported by my dear friend Martina. So guys, give it up.
Hello.
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 Woo! The house is already on fire. This is amazing. We bring some frequencies in the mix as well. So very happy to be here. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Pascal, Convergence Partners, Catalyst Now. Really excited and happy to be here at the Mental Health Day with you. Social Innovation House. Is the mic working okay? Yeah, okay, fantastic. So we are representing the Frequency School. My name is Martina. I'm from Switzerland. I'm a business journalist, also a brand ambassador for Laderach, the Swiss chocolate company, consultant for IMD Business School and for Julius Baer, also board member of the Montreux Jazz Festival China. But here, the reason why I'm with Maejor is because we have launched the Frequency School a few months ago here in Switzerland at the Eglon College, and we're going to talk about it a bit more in detail in a moment. But most importantly, I would like to introduce Maejor here on my left-hand side. As you can see, we were just in China. That's why he's wearing a panda hat. So we've been on this world tour, bringing mental health, sound healing, music therapy to different cultures and events as well. We often go to not just the WEF here in Davos, but the Chai-Tex is in Dubai and Morocco and Singapore and so on. Also web summits in Qatar and Brazil and all over the place. So we're really on this global mission with the Frequency School and our team with Maejor and two other co-founders in the US. And Maejor, as you may have done some research as well, not just in mental health, but also in music. He's a Grammy-nominated music producer, multi-platinum singer, songwriter. He has worked with the likes of will.i.am, Justin Bieber. He's one of the two in the EDM duo Area 21 with Martin Garrix, Kiara Drake, and so on and so on. A very long list. Lives in LA, cancer survivor, and now, yes, a global authority in sound healing. So, yeah, welcome, Maejor. What do you want to add to that introduction? I gave it all.
Well, thank you, Martina. I will pay you later after for that great introduction. Thank you. I'm grateful to be here with every single one of you, amazing people. Thank you for putting this on together. This is an amazing place with intention. And as we say with the Frequency School, we love to start with intention always and figure out how, when you start from intention, in Ayurveda, they say like the energy of the chef goes into the food, right? So it's like, everything we do will go into it. So grateful that everyone is here focused on mental health and focused on improving ourselves. So yes, as she mentioned, my name is Maejor. I started in the music industry and was having a great opportunity to meet a lot of my heroes and have successes and platinums and all of these things. And at the moment when my career was taking off, at the same time, I also got a diagnosis of cancer. And so kind of yin and yang is the theme, actually even tonight, of some of the music that we will share. But it was like a yin and yang experience. I think about that speech from Steve Jobs, his commencement speech at Stanford, where he talks about you can only connect the dots looking backwards. And that moment of me being diagnosed with cancer, although it was a horrible moment for me at the time, it introduced me to a lot of different healing modalities. And some of them, I didn't necessarily resonate with. I was trying a lot of things, but the one that did connect was with sound. Because I was, we were making music that was already reaching millions of people, but with no intention. You know, it was just more so for party or for anything, just pastime, for club, for sales, for all of these great things, which is cool in itself as well. But when I started to learn from different communities in the science and spiritual how they use sound for wellness, I was like, we need to bring this into the mainstream. We need to bring this into some of these artists. And so I started on this journey. And when I first started sharing it, everyone was not accepting of it. It was like I was talking about aliens or something. And I remember sitting in the boardroom at Universal Music, and all of these serious executives are there. And I'm like, guys, I'm going to do sound healing. This is where we're going to go. And they were like, whoa, what is this? You know, this was 2019, pre-pandemic. Sounded kind of like something that was just far out there. But then when the pandemic happened, a lot of people became more conscious around things like mental health and anxiety, and all of these conversations came into the mainstream, and they remember, oh, that crazy guy Maejor who was talking about that, maybe there's something there. And so then I made a show on Audible called Maejor Frequency, which talked with people from the science, spiritual, and music community about the healing power of sound. And each episode included a specific song with a specific frequency. And I'll share one of them here with you today, but each frequency had a different intention, and it talked about how people from around the world are using it. So, you know, our mission as we're working with the music and as well with the Frequency School is to share some of the things we found, and just to kind of open up that conversation to people who maybe have never heard of it, or who it seems a little bit, you know, a lot of people don't want to sit down and meditate for hours or do anything. So we're just, you know, trying to make accessible ways that people can receive these kind of modalities. And so I'm grateful to connect with people like even Convergence and everything. A lot of their, you know, partners and things that they are is invested into making us better. And so resonates completely with what we're doing. So should we share first the first song? Okay, so what we said about yin and yang is that the first one is a bit reflective, meditative. This one I created using the frequency 432 hertz, and that's different than all of the music that I was creating in the industry for 10 years. They always use one tone, 440. And I didn't really know that or question why. And there's, you know, conspiracy theorists around it about, they say that it's, you know, intentionally done this way so humanity can't reach its harmony, you know, and I don't know about that. But I do know that, and it may, you know, maybe, but I don't know, but I do know that there are other frequencies that have shown to have some positive benefits that were never explored in the mainstream community. It was always one tone, whether it was a rock song, whether it was a hip hop song, electronic, they were always using the same frequency. So I started making, you know, mostly around 440 because my goal is to make it mainstream. So it's mostly around that frequency, but with different intentions, as well as adding this when we added what we call binaural beats, alpha brainwave binaural beats. So it's intended to bring you into this state through listening to it. It works usually best in headphones. We had some really cool experience with the speakers sometimes. People have had some really cool experiences. So just giving you a bit of background. It's a short track, maybe about 3 minutes. And I will, you know, just ask that we can maybe at least think of one thing to be grateful for from today, from this trip. If you're an expert, 5 things, but at least one thing while it's playing. And I think that the resonance in this room will, magnify that gratitude. So let's hear the first one.
We can't dim the lights, unfortunately, but just close your eyes or do whatever you feel like. Welcome back, everyone. It's difficult to wake up after another busy WEF day. But thank you, Maejor, for sharing this sound bath with us. Let there be light again. So Maejor has produced many of those tracks. They can be found on his podcast. And when you follow also the Frequency School, you have the QR code there on Instagram and LinkedIn. We're a very young startup, but we really are on this global mission. And we also believe that the frequencies and sound healing in the modern era, of course, it's a very ancient science, is only at the beginning. So we're looking for a lot of partnerships and collaborations. There is, a lot to do, of course. So we work with kindergartens, with nursery schools, with street children. We work with executives, with business schools all around the world. Really kind of not-for-profit and for-profit, finding a very healthy balance there as well. But for us, the most important thing is to make a positive impact around the world with the very limited means that we have. But we are here in Davos also because we have launched a new, hopefully, world record soon. On Monday at the Female Quotient, we kicked off the first song in the world, bringing together all 195 countries, kind of We Are the World, by women. So we went virtually around the world and found one woman in every country of the 195 defined by the United Nations. And these are women from all walks of life, rich, poor, disabled, whatever. And all they say is equality in her native language, mother tongue. And Maejor used sound healing frequencies, the 528 hertz, which is considered, according to solfeggio, the love frequency. So very symbolic as well. And he used the sound of birds and the heartbeat as well.
Yes, I thought that birds would be a great representation of freedom and limitlessness and expansion. And the heartbeat is that symbol, the first sign of life in the mother is always the heartbeat, and there's, the thing that connects us all. And what I was surprised to find from the song is like, even though the languages may be different, we're all so much the same and more the same than we are different. You can feel people's stories, and you can feel we've all kind of gone through a lot of similar things. So I want to commend Martina for putting together this amazing effort. When she first mentioned it, I was just like, this seems really hard to do. But if someone can do it, it's you. She's speaking 7 languages. She's knowing people all over the world. So it's, a very, very ambitious thing to do. But when it was finally done, I was like, it's just really cool to see how we're all connected. And, music is a great universal language. So putting them all together was really fun.
We produced 3 different versions. The original one, which is 5 minutes. We have a house version, which is a bit shorter, Everbeats as well. We played the house version on Schatzalp before, and everybody was dancing. But maybe not right now. We will give you the original version just as a taster. It's a rough cut video, but the message is really powerful and impactful to see all these women showing and sharing their emotions and bringing really in what they feel when it comes to gender equality. So Stefan, in the back, we can play the music video if you like.
عدالت
برازي المساواة
igualdad
equality igualdad
Havasarutsun
equality
Gleichheit
beraberlik
equality
المساواة
شاموتا
equality
Rovnost
Gelijkheid.
equality
Amtuda pogi danyami
igualdad jednakost
Teka-tekanyo.
igualdade kesamarataan
ravенство
bekele
ukungana
igualdad sama pip
Tamo
equality Putingo Liki ako. Sawa-sawa. Igualdad.
平等
Igualdad. Usawa.
kuvanda mutsindu
Igualdad. Égalité.
ravnopravnost
Igualdad. Isotita. Rovnost. Pyeongdong.
égalité
Ligestilling.
Égalité.
Égalité.
equidad
Igualdad.
المساواة.
Igualdad.
igualdad
معرنة.
Võrdsus.
kulingana
Equalitet.
Igualdade.
tasa-arvo equality
Yin.
tayango
Tanasoro.
Gleichheit.
kaye
Isotita.
Equality. Igualdad.
Feppugol. Anastodium som.
Equality.
égalité igualdad
Egyenlőség. Jämprete.
barabari
Kesetaraan. Barabari.
المساواة
Coheness. Shivyon.
Uguaglianza.
equality
Pyodo.
المساواة
Tindik. Usawa. Terasitebuak.
المساواة
Tindik. ความเสมอภาพ
vienlīdzība
المساواة. Tigano.
Polygama
المساواة.
Gleichberechtigung.
ligibe
Egaliteit. Fituvin.
kufanana kesamaan
Hama-hamakan.
ilenya
Uguaglianza.
Chokunochuan.
Fotte.
égalité
Igualdad.
Abad barak.
Égalité.
Gerechtigheid
Ravnopravnost. Égalité.
igualdade
Dendu Ninyahu.
Okuthika pamwe
Ang Tidabo. Samanata.
gelijkwaardigheid
Equality.
equidad
Deideimuki.
arroz
Evenkost.
likestilling
المساواة.
مساواة
تضييق زلزلة.
مساواة
Igualdad.
Yobonaimo
Joja.
Igualdad. Pagkakapantay-pantay.
Rovnost.
igualdad
المساواة.
Pyeongdong.
Egalitate.
egalitate
Равенство.
uburinganire equality egalite
Uaruguni.
Tutusa.
Uguaglianza. Quasimi.
المساواة.
jednakost egalite
Nadisim. Equality.
rovnost
Enakost.
Exactly.
Sinanta.
equaliteit
Ari Amara.
Igualdad.
samattuvam
المساواة.
Semleti.
Jämlikhet.
gleichstelling المساواة
Barobari. It Hanesan.
soswe
Evahetatao.
Equality.
المساواة
Rekevi. Denglik.
pangatasi
Ominkanongkano.
рівність
المساواة. Equality.
Usawa.
Equality.
igualdad
Denglik.
equality
Uguaglianza.
igualdad bình đẳng
المساواة.
Kulinganizana.
kuenzana
Give it up for the ladies. Yeah. You can't imagine how happy we were when we were in the studio in LA and we were counting 192, 93, 94, 95 and we got the final count right. And you might have spotted some of these faces on the streets of Davos as well. We have about 20, 25 of those women here as well. Yip, the voice from Vietnam, Effie, the voice of Greece, Anino, the voice of France. So it's just beautiful to have this community. Our WhatsApp group with the 195 women is on fire. Everybody's welcome to join. We are also submitting this project now for the Guinness World Records because it's the first time. We're looking for sponsors for that title. We want to break it in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So collecting all the passports from the women now for the evidence. And so it's a never-ending project, but still just the beginning, I think. And it's totally worth it because, the powerful messages that you've heard, I think they speak for themselves. So.
Absolutely. Just adding one funny story that came to mind. When we finished one of them, we counted it again, and something had got duplicated, and there was 194. And so Martina had to go through every one, and she's finding which one is missing. So this was like... I'm just like in awe that it actually came together because, and if you look at this in the studio session, usually there's like, 20 tracks or 30 tracks in a song. This one is like 200 and something tracks because there's obviously, almost a little bit under 200 tracks. And so it's just like you're scrolling up on the computer, scrolling so much information, but it's really, really, I'm grateful to be a part of something like this.
And also from a production, music production perspective, we didn't know how to align those. Like, should we put them all together or in groups? What is the sound effect afterwards? But Maejor had this great idea to just, line them up one after the other, to have a very clear voice and sound. So I think, it's very impactful and something different, a song that we have never heard before. So I don't know how much time we have, but maybe 5 minutes for questions or so. I'm sure there are a lot of experts here in the room, maybe also musicians, neuroscientists. So any question you would like to ask or experience you would like to share? Yes, please.
Do we have maybe an example for music mainstream or frequency that's most important? Yes. So I created the first ever song not using 440 hertz that went to gold, which means certified status. The first that's happened, yes, and it's called "I Love You," which is a great title. It's Maejor, my song featuring an artist called Gracie, and on YouTube it has millions already, and it's the first time. I'm sure people have used this in many, in spiritual and science communities, but no one has ever put it. So I also started to make the practice of writing the frequency after the title. So if you just go on YouTube, type in Maejor, I Love You, that's the first one. And then also I've been producing with a lot of artists coming out that I've been sneaking it in. Sometimes I don't even tell them. I just tweak it and, and then so there will be some more coming out soon from other artists that I produce as well.
Justin Bieber is like, oh, that sounds really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Yes. I think I can probably speak loud enough. So, Martina, this question is for you. So you brought this idea to Maejor. I'm so curious. This is inspired, and I'm so curious how did this idea come to you?
I always dreamt as a little girl of a song that is a real We Are the World, bringing every country on the planet together somehow. And then when I shared this dream with Maejor, he was like, we have to make dreams come true, we have to realize this dream. And he gave everything. He booked the studio in LA for 2 days. I paid my ticket, and there we were sitting in the studio. I was looking for all these women. It was quite difficult. Certain countries like Micronesia, because a lot of people don't have Wi-Fi access. I didn't know anyone, even though you have social media and LinkedIn and Instagram. It was really difficult. North Korea also. And then Vatican City as well, because there are not so many women there. and the sisters didn't want to say uguaglianza. And so it was quite a challenge. But I think within 6 weeks or so, but I was working day and night, really, and just asking friends. And it was just so touching and emotional to realize how many people were there to help. Like, some people on LinkedIn I had never met, they were like, oh, I know someone in Tuvalu, I know someone, in Nigeria, wherever. So, yeah, how it was coming together was so, a journey in itself. And now we really want to launch a global movement. I know it sounds super, idealistic and a little bit, dreaming also. But I think with all these women, we have now 195 countries, somehow we can really raise the voice and bring sound healing to all these places. So we really look for more partnerships, collaborations. So, reach out to us, follow us on social media, and we're always open to ideas.
I have a question. So my question is really, we've seen this is such a powerful video, right? It just got me goosebumps. And this is a social innovation house, how can we use music to really scale up awareness? Because I think it's such a powerful medium. It just binds the whole world together. And why is it that we don't see more artists like you coming together to really collaborate with more social entrepreneurs, social innovators, and really work towards starting a movement, getting people together to bring about social change?
I love what you said about music being a universal connector, and we see it the same way as a universal language. It's the one thing that we can all understand regardless of what language we speak. We can all hear and connect the same way. So I have the same dream that you have of using music as a tool. And I think a lot of the great artists, like she mentioned, I worked a lot with Justin Bieber. And I think people think of him as like pop or something sensation, and he is. But then when I look at like his titles of his albums, it's like Never Say Never, Believe, Purpose. If I think about Michael Jackson, it's like a lot of, so like a lot of these people that transcend to that, I think they do it in a way that's not, it's challenge making it accessible. And this is what I like to do, as a pop producer, think about how can we make it so that everyone, not only niche audiences who are really into it can benefit, but people who just like music in general. So this is my mission exactly, to make one of my next goals is to make, Billboard chop hits that use these frequencies as well and that use these intentions. So this is where we're going, and thank you for
I haven't heard anything after Heal the World, the impact that made. So next one needs to come from you.
Next one is, yes, we'll do it. We will do it, yes.
Woo! And just like that, we have a special guest who came in, and she's taking pictures because she was in the video. Manal, come sit with us on stage. She's our voice of Libya. Yeah! Hello. Come, Manal. Yes, we were just showing them the video. Women chat group, yeah. We just told them about the WhatsApp group, so.
So that's why my phone battery is dying so fast. Okay.
Oh, Manal. Do you want to show? Maybe explain why you took part in this gender equality project and the 195 song.
Okay, so thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. I'm just taken by surprise, so I'm not very well prepared. But I would like to say it was something that speaks to me because Martina approached me like we want to create a piece of art with one word, equality, from one person of each country. And I really appreciate that because it wasn't like each language, it was each country. And I'm like amazed, how did she manage to reach out to 195 women and to have that produced from all over the world and create a WhatsApp group and connect 195 women from all over the globe. So for me, personally, I'm a person who's so much passionate about social justice, social inclusion, and I also like to promote positively my country. So it was an honor actually to participate in that because I think I come from Libya. I think people have a certain media influenced figure And that's why I always say I want to be a social ambassador to contribute to the accurate image. So thank you very much for that. Yeah.
That was very spontaneous, by the way. I didn't know that you would come, and you didn't know that you would be on stage here. Thank you. Stay here. You had a question.
Yeah, I just have an inspiration, actually. So thank you so much for all of this work. My big vision in the world is really supporting women to remember the sacredness and the power of our sexuality. And just seeing this video right now, if ever you want to do this again, and we want to do it with the word vulva, I would just love to plant this seed here and let it water. But thank you so much for your inspiration.
Whoa. This is so cool. Why not, right?
Yeah.
I can already see the video. Anyways.
And also, I'm based in Zurich, so any support I can give
fantastic.
big communities of women,
Yes.
would love to support.
Definitely. I'll sign up for that. All right. More questions, remarks? Everybody blown away. All right. Great. Well, let's stay in touch. And thank you so much for, yes, listening to our work. And yes, this inspiring evening. Many thanks. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Charu.